23 years is a long time to be discussing the Constitution. So I would suggest that the first thing would be, how do we get a new Constitution? There are two ways. The first is what the National Assembly is doing now, which I disagree with. I prefer the solution proffered by the late Ben Wabeze. He refers to the extraordinary powers of the National Assembly. The National Assembly has 4 types of legislative powers. Only one is in use. The National Assembly is the National Assembly sitting as the House of Assembly of the federal government, pursuant to Section 4.2 of the Constitution. But please check Section 4.1. The National Assembly is the National Assembly sitting as the sovereign parliament. Section 4.1. So the National Assembly is at once the House of Assembly of the federal government and the House of Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In fact, if you recall, when the National Assembly was groping to find powers to invoke the doctrine of necessity, Section 4.1 was the power to use. Now, Section 2.1 gives a very vital power in the Constitution. It describes Nigeria as indissoluble. Indissoluble. So the sovereign power of Nigeria is to be found in Section 2.1. And there's only one citizen that carries the sovereign authority of Nigeria. As far as I researched, there's only one citizen who is referred to as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that is President Tinubu. No other person. Every other person is either Federation, AGF, CJN, but no other person is referred to, and there's a purpose for that. So the President of Nigeria carries with him the authority of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Federation is not a political entity. It is merely a subdivision within the Sovereign Republic of Nigeria. So it's important that the National Assembly, in carrying out its legislative functions, will understand that it has a trinity of powers, the final one being the FCT. So when that scope is understood, Professor Wabeze says there are 2 broad ways you can deal with the Constitution. One is Section 8 and Section 9, which you are using, but has taken us 23 years in altering the Constitution. The other one is what he calls constitutional replacement, which happened in 1963, because the Constitution right now is not an act. It is a schedule attached to an act. So Professor Wabeze says, if you invoke Section 4.1 and Section 4.4 of the Constitution, all you need to do is detach the schedule from the act and replace it with the new Constitution. And that is the matter resolved.